Hello. I am back once again, and it is Friday. Time for Stormworks, and I know I'm a couple minutes late, but it has a good reason. Because I was cleaning up my rabbit's toilet, and as I went to grab paper towels to clean off the remains, because usually I put a bunch of like wood chips in the bottom, then add like a butterfly up. Hello, 4444. But as I was grabbing some like paper towels just to get rid of the last stuff, like urine that's left, I suddenly felt a big hit on my shoulder. And I thought, I didn't see anything on the floor, so it wasn't a branch or anything. And after finishing up everything and putting it back and then going back inside, went to the bathroom, looked in the mirror, turned my shoulder, and bird shit. So yeah, there was bird shit on my shirt, so I had to clean that off. That's why I was a couple minutes late. But yeah, no, that's gonna be Stormworks. I'm gonna design a new boat because I'm in the mood for a new boat. And yeah, let's get started. But it wasn't even a small piece. It was actually quite a large amount. It actually almost hurt a little bit when I could hit on my, like it hit my left shoulder. I looked over and I was, yeah. This is the third time that birds have shat on me in my life. First time was when I was petting my bun full on top of my head. Second time was when I was walking along a pier, and it then burst some shit on my backpack and my head, and then this time went straight up on my shoulder. And let's put that one. Stormworks, of course, is going to be slow as usual with the 90% is going to get stuck on again and again. When it's going to continue. Yeah, man. We can do this. Yeah, man. It's 90%. Ooh, nice. There we go, 100%. Let's go. And we're gonna go. Are we gonna get away from the black screen? Yes, we are. Wait, are we underwater? Did I leave? Yep, we are underwater. Apparently last time I left off, last week, we were busy being underwater. Hello. Northern Reaper. You're actually the first one to say that. No, fine. Did have a bird shit on my shoulder right before the stream, but yeah. Apart from that, I'm doing quite well. Alright, what kind of boat do I want to make? I could start. I know I've always wanted to make a speedboat, just something that's crazy fast, but I've always struggled with it. But now that I know how to do modular engines, I can make those do crazy stuff and reach crazy speeds. Let's see if I then do a bunch of 2s like this. Make it a little bit wider. How wide is this? Is this 9 or is this 11? This is 13. That's actually good enough. Maybe a bit longer. Alright, and I have to think about the height. I could do it like that. If I make it 8 high here and then just 4? No, 5. If I'm gonna fit a modular engine in this one. That is true. Either they float too much, they sink completely, you roll. Making a submarine, I have tried. I should still try at some point with actual motivation, but I don't have the motivation yet. In front of here will just be for the first time I'm building a ship this way, actually. Do I do this or do I do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. I spot a problem right here. Because I do 1 here, that's 2, 3 and 4 and then 5. That will become a problem unless I do this. Which then becomes one of these. Pyramids. Then a 1x4 pyramid as well. I hope this works, otherwise I'm going to have to change the bow again. They also, for those who are Dutch, today is kind of, today's the day before, well, the day before King's Day, and for those who don't know, in the Netherlands we have this tradition called King's Day, where you're allowed to sell stuff. Like you're just allowed to just put down a tarp or something and just start selling whatever you want to sell. It is kind of fun selling all your stuff, the kind of things that you don't want anymore. Oh, tapping out of the game is not a smart idea. But the day before is called King's Night, and again, why do I keep tapping out of the game if I press Control? And the weird thing is, the day before King's Day is these days is apparently busier than King's Day itself. And it looks a bit weird. I don't really like how you have this 2 and then you have this 1 bit and then it continues on with the 2. But if I tune this one out to be like this, front becomes a lot wider. That would give me a smoother hull. For to actually pull this through. Design choices, they exist. Because that also makes the boat a little bit longer. But it does should allow for 2x1 pyramids as well. Then all the way up to there, pull it up through here. It is kind of thin for its length. It is basically a yard sale. But then across the entire country, just entire country. Like, yeah, today is yard sale. It's basically they were gonna do a massive yard sale. Everybody sells a lot of stuff, mainly junk. They also put a bunch of like containers for trash out, just for people to kind of just so people can throw their old stuff away as well, because things that aren't sold are going to be thrown away. Yeah, it is basically a one massive yard sale. It is fun to sell stuff. It's also fun to just walk around. 2x4. Yeah, 2x4x4. Full window. That's the... I keep grabbing the wrong one. I keep grabbing the 1x3 instead of the 3x1. No, I'm not gonna make this out of glass. I'm gonna do smart, because I don't like how a block kind of ends immediately on that. I could put a 4x4 pyramid in the bottom. Like this. No, that doesn't really work. I need a actual pyramid. It kind of gives a little bit better visibility. Same with that. And I guess putting an inverse pyramid in here is necessary to solve the problem. And let me make this bow a little bit more shaped, or this stern. Basically, if I add a modular, and I've heard that jets are great for speed. RPS, I guess I put a modular engine onto this. They have a lot of torque. They can really push these around. Just have to know which one is the power. The power is the bottom one. Let's see. I'm kind of gonna have the same thing here with a 2x2 pyramid. There we go. kind of figured that one out, and I will show when I'm actually making the engine what I've done to solve that problem. Because I previously, on my own, adapted a version of, I think it was Mr. and Jersey's sort of charging boat. Now we're gonna need a way to enter this boat. I think I'm just gonna put a hatch in the roof here. There's modular engines. Once I figured... Oh wait, why is it nighttime? There we go. We have the space here. Engine's gonna be behind there. Fuel's gonna be in front. But first, the jets. Jet. Fluid jet. I think probably gonna put them here. It's the fluid there. Ooh, that does kind of limit it, because if I grab modular engine, I do want to grab a 3x3 because they are more efficient. I need to push those jets out then a little bit more. Otherwise, it's just gonna have like a 4-cylinder. I could go for a 6 actually. 6-cylinder. Move a little bit more forward. Like this. Still one more. These jets are going to be annoying. Like with a prop, you're not wasting so much space, but with these two, though I can definitely push them out a block. Paste it, merge it, remove this, grab these again. But now that they're removed, I'm gonna quickly grab the other one and move it over. And of course merge it back, otherwise they're gonna be falling apart. Boom, boom. Now they're a little bit more on the outside. Clutch. I'm gonna need to have a clutch here anyway, because that's just how they work. And then we're gonna need cylinders. 3x3 cylinders. And connect them to every... Just put cylinders down. Can I fit another one top here? Yes, I can. The more cylinders, the better. And if you have that, then you have to connect them all with a manifold. Otherwise, they will not function. If banks are not connected with manifolds, they are separate. Now I can kind of use exhaust, can kind of go out the side here. Hello. Why are you in the Jim, why are you in the chat? There we go. Alright, this exhaust connected. Cooling will be a little bit difficult, but should be doable. Definitely can just fit a radiator here. Radiator. Let's see if a normal one will manage. Ah. Cooler manifold. This is where it gets tricky, because actually I want to remove this cylinder. Because modular engine stuff. I'm using a belt. I'm gonna use a belt drive. First of all, I'm probably gonna need Depends on how, probably after the stream and depending on how long you guys are going to be going. And when you use this is the reason why I removed the cylinders, because this flew it in. Well, if I'm done with streaming, you guys are still going, I will be more than happy to join. But right now I'm building a modular engine and yeah. So we're going to go from the fluid out. I guess we're going to turn Simulator mode off because this is where you really need. So the fluid goes out. It goes... First goes a little bit there. Then travels in here. I realize that they aren't connected anymore, so I'm going to have to connect them first. Through a bunch of manifolds there. Now they are connected. So technically if I put coolant in here, it should be able to go out right here. And then make it go out there. So right now it's happening, it pumps it out into this one, it goes out here and then goes into the radiator, which then pushes it back out. There are a lot of children screaming outside. Because, well, there are a lot of people outside. And then everything goes back into the pump and now you have a closed loop. But I am more worried about the radiator and the opening that it has created. I want to see if it floats. It probably doesn't. Probably it's gonna sink. Like that. Oh wait, it floats. It's floating. It's floating, but it's filled with water. Something I don't want. That's because the radiator is the part where it's leaking. For the manifolds, I don't know how to fix that. Probably should move the manifolds somewhere else in this scenario. So we remove that. That means we can block this in. And as for this, I'm going to put symmetry mode on, grab a pipe that is enclosed. Push it there. And boom. Oh, that one goes the other way. Fix it. So now, even though the banks are not connected anymore, it shouldn't flood. Yeah, it doesn't flood anymore. It goes quite nicely into the water. A little bit shallow, but we'll fix that at some point. Now I'm going to have to reconnect these banks again. Wait, I know a little trick probably. I hope I get away with this. I hope I get away with it. Also, it starts in the middle, so dropping it to the bottom does prevent it. See, it worked. Is player damage turned off? Yeah. So they're connected once again, so all of this should work. We have coolant, we have exhaust. All we need now is air and fuel. So let's make the fuel tank in the front to keep the weight down. Fluid spawner. And a liquid meter. Something that's still slightly annoys me. You have a fluid spawner but a liquid meter. Kind of a change in language there. Manifold. Air manifold. We're going to put the air here. And it's going to go up. That is really annoying. And it's also going to be a port. And because I'm a genius, we're going to put a gas relief valve in. Actually, same with the exhaust. And of course a catalytic converter, so we don't smoke everything out. Fuel. I did ask, and it is not a possibility. I'm gonna run it through the floor and come up here. Pipe. Rotation buttons. Straight pipe. And then a port. Boom. Alright, so let's connect. Let's first grab... Oh, it doesn't fit because I pulled the boat all the way down. Inlet, and now the RPS goes through here. Probably gonna add a gearbox. Then I have to grab some piece of paper to take a look. Even though I've done it a couple of times, I haven't really figured out which one of the... like which direction a gearbox has to go for certain things. I want more RPS, so I have to aim it towards the engine. Towards the engine. There's a clutch already, so it doesn't matter. Well, reverse is not going to be possible now, is it? Oh wait, isn't it possible if you put two together that it reverses? Oh well. Now we're going to grab a seat. Take an actual pilot seat this time. Or do we go for a compact pilot seat? I feel like this is going to have no visibility. If it doesn't... I may have added too much fuel. Maybe. How much fuel do I have? 7,000 liters of fuel. I do not need 7,000. This should be a lot lighter. It's still a little bit nose heavy, but I feel like as soon as I power up, it's not even in the water. The rear is not in the water. How much I'm running? 3,000. That's better, but still too much. I guess oh wait, I can balance it out with the battery. So to slap a battery in the back. Oh, and I also have to add I've added 2 starters, but I also have to add an alternator to start generating power. Because I don't have a lot of power, I can mostly power it from one singular battery. And I guess A and D goes to both deflectors. Clutch pressure goes to W and S, I think. But let me actually grab my engine controller. An engine controller. Right here. And the insides look very simple like this. I modified this from Mr. and Jersey's generator, which is just... This is just to set a certain RPS instead of having a throttle. Or it's supposed to turn something on. And right now an ad has started. So then I'm going to take a drink a little bit because I still have 81 glasses of fluid to drink. Because somebody decided to send 60 hydrates. Yeah. That is one more down. So I had like 85, 85? Yeah. So far I've done 5 of them. Yeah, this is basically, you put your number, your set RPS, this measures your RPS, it tries to reach it within your bit controller, but you have to start your engine first. So if it's below this if it's within this threshold and you push a button, it starts the engine, but it also turns a bit on, so it sends the number. Modular engines do not work if you provide a number higher than 1, and you have to halve your fuel. That is all you have to do for a modular engine, halve your fuel. So that means that I get to make a dashboard here. With a dial with a big dial for speed. And an instrument panels for reasons. I actually kind of built this in. I actually want to do it like this. Alright, I also need a... I guess I'm gonna use a keypad. Or do you want to use a keypad or do you want to use a throttle? Ooh, that sounds actually like an idea. Function. Do need a function block for it though. Because all the logic is gonna go into the back. Then it's gonna be the throttle in. And it's gonna be going from W and S. That goes only to 1. But let's say I want to go to 50. Then we'll just do it times 50. That sets the RPS of the engine. Then we're gonna have this one is gonna be for clutch. I'm just gonna modify this to be sticky already and less sensitive. And the other one can remain. Then we have the throttle for fuel goes to the fuel manifold, air goes to the air manifold, on goes to the 2 starters, RPS comes from this one, button I guess temporarily do 1. Oh. I have to get back on, can I even get back on my boat? Yes I can. Alright, so if I'm to be correct, I can push this one up a little bit. And it's running. I guess I turned this into a dolphin. An exploding dolphin. Yeah, it does speed. It is very good at speed. The problem is weight. I kinda need a tilt sensor. Put it pretty much in the front. Because of the vertical. I'm gonna first see if I can fix it with. No, I need a function for this, right? Function. I need to multiply this as well. Another function gets added to the mix. More weight in the back. The output is gonna go to vertical trim. Tilt. X times 4 is usually correct, bring to 1. So this, hopefully, if this is correct, it measures the tilt that I need and outputs the correct speed. Or outputs the correct vertical trim for me to actually... Yeah, I don't have steering. See, we're a lot more stable now. It actually worked. This is actually working surprisingly well. This is... Whee! Oh. Why did the engine die? Why did the engine suddenly drop in RPS? What just happened? Like we were going along at a very high speed, and then boom. Let me actually get a linear speed sensor in to actually measure how fast we're going. I'm just gonna slap it in the back here because it is not that important. I don't know how many meters per second we were doing. Actually, what if we'd make it like 6? Will it be more stable? I just need to check the I need to check the catalytic converters to see if they're actually... Yeah, that's probably the mistake that I made. Exhaust in. There we go. What probably happened is the we're doing 50 meters per... We're doing 50 meters per second. Hold on, let me actually calculate that, how much that is in kilometers per hour. 56 times 3.6. We're doing 200 kilometers per hour. So at this speed, you'll be able to reach the Arctic in half an hour. Although I do not have steering yet. How well does this thing do with waves? Oh, it doesn't even suffer from them at all. It just cuts right through. Until it starts fucking flying. No. And we ended upside down. And the engine's flooded. So all I can try and hope is push the wind to its maximum. Hopefully allowing some... Hopefully it's going to be allowing some water into the jets. Think so. Come on, let some water into those. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big wave. Come on, let it fold over on me. When I'm done with my stream, I do. Why is it? Come on. Oh, got some jolt out of it. Might actually be the winning ticket if I can. There we go. No, 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 no. Land, land, land. Don't keep on powering through. You think my clutch a little bit more sensitive. Yeah, this thing doesn't do all that well in waves. This thing does not do well in waves. Although this is a lot of fun, I will admit. Whee! Water. Should probably calm down the wind a little bit. If there isn't any wind, this thing is really smooth. As soon as there are waves, like... let's say I apply 14% waves. That was wind. Like 16% wind. That doesn't do anything. How am I that far out? And Stormworks crashed. Apparently, I'm not allowed to have fun. Apparently, playing Stormworks is too much fun. And then Steam is like, well, no, you're not allowed. Autosave. It is auto-saved 6 minutes before. Oh well. Was it right before I went nuts with the boat? Was it when when I actually connected the function? Yeah, it was right before I went and checked and did a lot of speed. Let's get my Discord back correctly. There we go. So now I know that Stormworks wants to kill this boat. We're going to continue building it because it's fun. I do want to have an easier way of doing the engine RPS. I know it's got train brake MU because I built it for a multiple unit train. Wait. Don't I have a smaller version of that? Didn't I make that? I have way too many microcontrollers which are just... Train spot, train reverse, lights. Tilting ship stabilize, shower control, signal switch. Tank track, password lock, plane work. Oil reader. Map, less than, land vehicle indicator, engine monitor, engine controller, emergency brake. Compact switch box, car blinker, car door, battery display. Should hold, altitude hold, add 3, 7-speed gearbox, 6-speed. No, I haven't. So I guess I'll have to adapt this one. I guess I'll have to. Put it there. Composite. Composite comes from here to here. This on off does this, and this output goes into the throttle in. So this one requires I guess a push button, then a arrow button up being pushed as well on channel 2, I think. Channel 1 is the up, channel 2 is down, channel 4 is the on off, and channel 3 is the number that it outputs. So channel 1 is up. It's going to be the dial, which is going to be channel 3. The maximum, what's that, 20. The button is going to be 4. And the arrow down is going to be 2. So right now I should be able to power it with a battery if I actually did that. I do have to provide battery power. So now I can do this. I'm gonna say we're gonna run 5. I guess the lower the speed, the more difficult it is to stabilize the thing. It's definitely starting to go up, but it's almost not stabilizing enough. I mean, if I keep pushing this, if I push this up a little bit more, it starts to stabilize down low. If I just keep pushing it forward, I'm at 20 RPS and then I'm above. I didn't have it more stabilized at lower speeds. So I guess I'll have, if I make it times 12 or times 16, I'm just gonna do it extreme. It should function better. Wait a minute, I haven't messed around with my gears at all. I don't even need the gearbox. Well, I do need gearbox, but I don't need to reverse anything. Although I do need an inverter. Oh wait, no, I technically want to make a microcontroller for these because I also want to add a reverse. So I need 5 inputs in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if these are neatly organized. No, not at all. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is going to be left in. Left in. This is going to be right in. This is going to be left out. And this is going to be right out. And this is going to be reverse. Everything's labeled. This is going to all be number and number. This has to be an output because this is going to be the output that's going to receive. So you're going to have your reverse, your output, your input, your output, and your input. So now we're also going to need an inverter. I don't like how there is no numerical inverter here, so we have to use a function. 2 of them. And the expression becomes x times hold on, there's a wire underneath my minus button. X times minus 1. With x times minus 1 as well. So if I put it to the left, A is but this one here. Wait, yeah, OBS is working. Is my OBS doing weird? Is it because Stormworks has crashed at some point that my entire PC starts doing weird stuff? Wouldn't be surprised, but I would be annoyed because PCs, even though they're fun, they can be a real lag. Yeah. Well, OBS says everything's okay, so I don't see a problem. See what we have here. We're gonna call it jet steering with a 4114114. Put this in here, this here, this here, this here. No, can I? Steering wheel. And now if I go in here, jet steering, yay, it exists. I willed this into existence. Put on top of here to see if it actually functions with a, oh wait, it technically, oh, I can make it smaller because technically I just need the input. I don't need the right input, which means I can make it smaller. I can make it way less. Does mean that this kind of messes everything up a little bit. Now this does nothing anymore. I just realized. Or does it? No, I just need Oh, I do still need the ads. I do want to remove an inverter. Dude, why was it so framey for a while? That's annoying. Alright, let's see if it works. If I actually remember to connect everything. Oh, hey. I just realized how stupid that looked. Oh well. Of course, it is valuable to connect everything. Your input becomes A and D. Left becomes possibly that, and this becomes possibly this. Now we get to check everything out if I don't fall into the water. Alright, let me ask an entire 10 RPS. Then start putting in the clutch. And will it... How have I made a submarine? How have I managed to make a low-speed submarine and a high-speed boat? Probably because of the mass in the front. There we go. Alright, let's try and do some steering here. Alright, it is inverted. And it's really, really sensitive. Like a lot of... There's way too much sensitivity in there. That does mean that I can actually put this to these two. No. Oh wait, I haven't saved it yet, have I? I'll have to make sure to look at this one, which goes there. B, so I guess if I put this one to B and this one to A, and then this one goes to A and this one goes to B. And of course, because I'm not stupid, I am gonna add another function to confuse the enemy. Now I'm just gonna do X divided by 3. Because I know... Oh, my entire PC is having trouble. Oh, that's... Oh, no. My entire PC is struggling. Every time I respawn, it struggles. Well, if I tap out of the game and then tap back in, maybe that solves the problem. Alright, maybe that'll solve the problem. Then we're gonna start steering. Are we actually steering now? Yeah, it still bites. I need to make this boat lighter and weight more towards the back. Hey, we now have steering, we just don't have reverse. I box this one in, and then grab the wing pieces. The wing sections. For me, the way to shave off some weight. It's just not long enough, so I'm gonna have to center them. 7. I guess I can pull this all the way back. All the way to here. Now this will not only make the back a lot... This will make the back lighter. Now I have to make the entire center of this ship. Oh, that's only 5. Awesome. That's 7 times 9. There we go. Now it's light. It's still a bit front heavy, but it shouldn't be too bad. Should be able to now start pushing, and it shouldn't be going too deep. "13 RPS now already lifts me up to this. And then we get lag again. Like, what is happening with the frame? Like, it just only happens for a little bit. It's like it has to do something. Steering input still makes it want to bite down into the water. Yay, more lag. This is starting to splash up less water already. It's technically speeds if I go up to the desired speed of... If I go 33, we do reach that speed again. And if I then start steering... No, that's the wrong button. This happens. The sensitivity of the steering at high speeds turns it into a flying beast. Why is it running at 15 RPS? Hold on, let me actually take a look at my task manager real quick. See if there's anything that's taken up a lot. It's Stormworks taking up my CPU. Oh, it's my CPU struggling with Stormworks. Alright, I have an idea. I have an idea on how this might be solved. And that is, first of all, by saving this for the first time as speed boat, spawning it in, so even if it hasn't properly saved, that shouldn't matter. Restarting the game might help. In the meantime, I'm gonna pour myself another drink because this time I'm smart and actually got a 1.5 liter bottle filled with water. Right, if I shut the game down entirely, so I'm now at with a black screen, and wait a little bit for things to shut down so that everything is fully shut down and actually done, which is a thing. Like you have to actually wait. That's why if you're working on your PC, you have to wait like 10 seconds after turning off your power supply to actually do something, because capacitors and other stuff and things that save still have to do their thing to prevent problems. Alright, now we get to go back. This might take a while once again. I should probably turn my fan on as well. Luckily, my fan is a USB fan hooked to a USB hub that's taped under my desk. If I finish this... Oh, that's quick. Probably because it had still had everything saved. Now we shouldn't be having so much trouble with lag. I shouldn't be having so much trouble with balance of a boat. It just digs in. I guess if I remove these three, that should shave off enough weight so it starts leaning. No, it still doesn't lean backwards. Alright, let's actually work on that reverse now. Switch box, numerical switch box with it going into here. And it is either going to be adding a constant number of 0.7, I guess. No, 0.5 should probably be enough already. And I do have to connect the reverse to something. Because right now, the reverse is connected to nothing. So now if I press 1, I should be able to either reverse or I have to turn the number negative. Press 1. Ooh, that actually works. Hey, I still have to press the clutch. Oh, it doesn't dig in all that much. I'm running at 13 RPS and I'm not underwater anymore. So it has semi-fixed the problem. But what if I want to reverse? Nope, doesn't work. And it starts listing. I think it's too light for its own good. Or at least that's what I'm noticing. If I let go of the clutch completely and actually stop this thing entirely and let it resettle itself. Yeah, it still lags out a bit. What does it say? It keeps overloading the encoder apparently. So it's an OBS problem now. It wasn't a Stormworks problem, it's an OBS problem. Huh. That is really annoying because OBS problems are more difficult to solve than normal problems. Actually, why don't I move the wall of this backwards. I start selecting and press H to hide. Press H again. Expand. I don't want to expand the fuel tank, but just pushing it back into its original spot. Merging it back again. This will be too much fuel, so... Oh no, we don't want to make holes. This is in a movie. Like, I don't want to have to restart everything again. Just because one game decided to crash. Oh, there's a block up there. Did I merge this wall? I think I did. No, but I think we're back at square one now. And that doesn't help either. Right, less fuel. Right, it is really light now. Now open up the hatch and close it again. But I'm dealing with 2,000 liters of diesel. Let's actually see how quickly this runs through that. Probably turn my... Probably should turn my sounds up. Ooh, this is good. It has enough fuel for a while. Steering is still kind of weird. It's like turning only a slight bit is really difficult. Mainly because at that point, there we go, resettle into the water. Yeah, it is too light. It is too light. So what am I leaving behind? Is it all part of this vehicle? If I save this as speedboat and then don't spawn it, then what? What creation is in here in this world that I don't know? Well, let's actually check my settings real quick. Do I have VSync? I do have it disabled. Alright, let's see. I do need to add more weight. Purely because it's too heavy. Like you see sort of listing and it's trying to say I am too light. I have too much buoyancy. Which does mean that it's a nice indicator to start removing these wing pieces. Or is it because I have... No, I don't even have wind enabled. So the first part, high speed, is good. But what if I want to start steering a little bit? Then we're getting the lag again. But I'm not seeing anything in OBS. OBS is not saying like the encoder is overloaded or anything else. Yeah, if you get into this, if you get into that part, then you start turning and then it's leaning over. And we're only running 13 RPS. What if I push it to 24? I feel like I can lower the roof by a bit. It seems quite tall. Gives this kind of greenhouse vibe. Which, it's a speedboat. It's supposed to go fast. It's not supposed to be... Yeah. It's even 8. This is 8. This is 7. Easily do one lower. Got move it lower, paste it, cut this bit off. I guess that means I don't have to do those pipes anymore. Also means I don't need these windows anymore. Guess I get to do 3 by 3 by 3 windows now. Or actually, no, I'm gonna go with 3 by 2 by 2 windows. With a full 2 by 2 window corner. Another full window corner for right here with another 1 by 1 window to fit here. That means I can remove these wedges. Two by 3. This one doesn't have to be there. This can be put like this. Great. Unless we did decrease the weight, but we also decreased the buoyancy by making it flatter. Land, land. Yep. Again with the loss of frames. But it's saying the encoder is overloaded. Consider turning down video settings. No, it is Discord. Is this consider turn down video settings? Yeah, it's leaning a little bit forward, but because it stabilizes so well. Yeah, jets just get into the spin. Like I have to counter steer to just get it to go straight again. And if I press 1, I don't even reverse fully, I just slow down. So this should be 1. It just goes to 1, you go full reverse. Absolute horizontal, now we have... I guess I want to divide it by 4 to make it not get into the spiral. Because I've really stress tested the engine, but then again don't have information about it yet. Nope, it still falls into that same hole where it starts to turn tight. Four dials. Let's actually start with that. That's more weight to the back, and it's technically even better. 4 dials goes into here. We're gonna go with engine temp 0 to 100. I guess battery goes from 0 to 1. Channel 2. Fuel. No, I'm gonna put RPS here. 0 to, I guess, 50. And then put fuel here. 0 to 2200. Channel 4. Oh, the temperature comes from this. So I'm gonna have to change this one. So channel, I think 2. Read to composite. Then read number. It reads channel 3 out of it, and it puts it into input 2. And then my game decides to just start lagging for no apparent reason. Right, what did I decide again? Channel 1 is gonna be the engine temp. So channel 1 is gonna have to become channel 2. And channel 2 becomes channel 1, which becomes the battery. I think channel 3 was RPS. Channel 4 was fuel. Done. Battery, fuel, RPS. RPS bobbles around 10 or 12 still. If I increase it, it still increases. So I still have the work to do it. And just that the pit controller is tuned wrong. And here goes my CPU again. Stormworks just likes to overload my CPU at this point. Also, let me refresh my stream manager because it seems to be... There we go. Now it produces proper visuals again. To me at least. Now what to do with this one? It does work decently. I guess you probably try and cover this off. Probably put the hatch more forward. Even more forward so I can actually add ladders behind here. With a hatch. Boom. And because I feel like it, I'm gonna give this a little bit of an edge as well. With another pyramid. No, pyramid. With a Y, not a U. Done. That'd be loss of buoyancy. Let me cover this off as well and then give that angled pipe. Boom. It is a little bit square. Yes, especially towards the back it just becomes... Especially, yeah, the rear is a lot of square. How do I solve that though? I mean, what I could do is make this... Hold on. Symmetry mode. That does have an entire effect on the rear if we want to round it out a little bit more. Like if I do this and then do this and then do this again. This rounds it out a little bit more actually. A lot less cubed. But it does interfere with the... Can I push those closer? I could push them closer. I mean, it would remove the gearboxes from there. But those can be moved inward a little bit more. Or to move the gearbox... No, not down. In. There. Same with this one. And of course, don't forget to merge, otherwise they're going to be falling from in between. Now we grab this and pull it in, only taking that with us, which we don't want to. We want to grab a little bit more. We want to lengthen it by 1 and lower it by 1. Do we want to lower it by 1? No, we don't. But we don't want to take the pipes. Just scoot it over. Boom, done, then do this. Extend it by 1. I guess this also makes the back lighter. Not sure if that is going to be a good idea. This boat is already on the limit of weight. But you don't know if you never try. I'll probably restart my PC after this, because after that crash it has been struggling. Boom. That's a little bit more rounded now. It is still a little bit boxy, but it's a rounded box. There's a difference. There's a difference between a box and a rounded box. And of course, I probably should put some equipment in there. Like fire extinguishers, a normal welding torch for if you're above water, and an underwater welding torch for when you inevitably get underwater. And I do the constant or constant number actually. Because as previously stated, I haven't tested out the pump and the alternator. Clutch pressure, yeah. So 1, let me mean to take another drink. And then put it on the piece of paper that counts the drinks. Because for some reason, a couple of streams ago, they were spamming hydrate, and because I honor them, I'm gonna be having, well, right now, from the 85 glasses of water that I have to drink, I've done 6. I've also said that if we were to get more than 50 a couple streams ago. Hold on, why is the value not going up? Hold on, what is broken? What broke? Oh, where did it get, where did that go? Where did why? It broke. It broke because I put it closer. That means I get to grab this one, push it down. No. Come back here. Yeah, I am gonna do a drinking stream at some point. I still have to plan it, and I'm also half thinking of messaging companies for possible sponsorship. Don't know which company I would do, but just one. This one output is the throttle in, on off goes to this, and then in signal goes to here, and out signal goes to there. I also need an instrument panel for, I could use an instrument panel for the lights. I like using instrument panels because they work. And it's all just signals, and yeah. Let's actually see if it still works. With the newly reworked bottom. Wait, 11 now results in 30. But what if I tune it a little bit more? So it actually has more speed. If I'm smart, I put this to 9 to 5 and put it on number 2 as a way to shift gears if I want to test that out as well. Then, so now we're gonna speed up. If we're gonna go above 30, where we're doing 33, and we're doing 36. So there is a change in speed already. Oh wait, oh no, I want to reverse. What will I do? Whatever will I do? I will get a severe lack of frames because the encoding overloaded. Apparently. It has been doing that for a while. Bit of a buggy stream because Stormworks crashed and apparently they get mad about that. Yeah, it has a reverse now. Alright, now we get to push it a little bit further. In the meantime, we want the nav lights, which is gonna be a flip switch. We want the dashboard lights. If you can see Paradise. If you get the reference, good. It's a good song. And I guess internal lights. Three, 2, 1. Then we need a 3 buttons. Might actually be smart to put the lights on here. Gonna take the most front one because that's where the tilt sensor is. So I guess I'll take the one behind it. And of course, the interior requires lights. So channel 1 is the nav lights, which is this outer one, and these two outer ones. Channel 2 is the dashboard light. Those are these lights. And last but not least, we get to connect it to this one. And to shut that annoying triangle up, connect to a battery. And boom. Land it. Ooh. Samus. Dashboard lights. Yep. Nav lights. are not colored, but they work. Right, let's actually see how this boat now functions during nighttime. If I push the button... We first wait out our lag, so it has less effect. There we go. Snapped out of the lag. Engine temps are decent. Let me rev it up to... Actually, no. Let's first fix that. Engine controller. The mistake I've made is with this. And this should probably be 0.5. Like, if you ever use a PID controller, it does require tuning to even get it running. Enough lights do give enough lights to turn everything on. Again, we're gonna enjoy a nice amount of lag. It does seem to behave more. Right. Second, that's actually not faster. Or is it? $44. If I switch it back, it only does 41 or 42. I think there are just still a slight bit too... There's too much play in it still. It overcompensates too much. Which I guess I could remove a 0 and maybe make this 0.4. Possibly improving the conditions of the PID. Up. Give it... Let's say 8.1. And then we push it up to like 11. It is still bouncing off. It is overcompensating. It's doing it less and less, but it's still a little bit annoying. Let's actually see if this is still set. Yeah, it's horizontal, so maybe if I turn this number to like a smaller number. Who knows? I'm at this point just messing around. Trying to get this engine to behave like an engine. 10.2. Let's see how it does under power. Oh, it does seem to work. 41, 42, 40, 38. If I then turn it down, it doesn't go to... I see 36. So this gear shift is, I think 2 to 1 is the closest ratio I'm willing to try. I'm willing to put this as standard. Otherwise, we're gonna go to 5 to 2. So I'm gonna disconnect the thing entirely, these gearboxes entirely. You will not be getting a gear switch out of these. They are just there to make this thing drive faster than it's supposed to. What else do we need? We have a reverse. We have basically an entire thing done. The only thing would be getting that stupid pit controller to work with a 0.3 maybe, making this number bigger. 0.5, so 0.3 and 0.05. Maybe if that smooths, makes it smooth. I'm also thinking of turning this a little bit more inward, but eh. I guess I do have the space for it. Let's go 9.8. Yeah, it does seem a lot closer, actually. And there go the frames. Yay! Thanks, OBS, for being such an amazing piece of software. Then let's change something that just bothers me. W and S goes to the clutch instead of up and down. So I can now operate this vehicle with W, A, and D. So do I have the space to... Yeah, I think I do. I have the space to make this... Or to do it like this. I should probably put the lights somewhere else. Where are they setting off fireworks? Like I'm just suddenly hearing fireworks outside. I mean, they're planning. I think they're actually going to ban fireworks here, or they're planning on doing it. But the problem with that is, let's say I set off fireworks and then run away. Now you have a slight problem. I ran away. Good luck finding the. Good luck knowing that I did it, because by the time the cops get to the location of the fireworks, I would already be long gone. I'd be long gone, you won't be able to find me, and yeah. Let's set it to 14 and speed away. But what if I push this to 20? Ooh, it only seems to go up to that. So this now only goes to 49. Oof. And it still falls into that turning bit where it just starts digging in. No, don't. Reset yourself. Sink back down. Again. Thing is, I think it's... I don't know what it is, but if I even took a look at my task manager while it's happening, it's Stormworks taking most of my CPU. OBS is not doing anything. It's just Stormworks being sort of an... Yeah, encoder overload. Let's see if I actually put Stormworks in and I just add it in here. I now put my task manager up, so I now know if something happens. What color should I make this boat, though? That is the next question. Do I make this boat blue at the bottom? Actually, I don't want to paint additives right now. I want to paint this. Yeah, it's not really... I'm looking at my task manager, but right now it's not doing anything. It's not showing me that the CPU is being used heavily. I'm at like 70% CPU usage. Actually, painting a boat blue is kind of a dumb idea. Because let's say I have to find it half submerged while it's sinking. We're going to be finding... Plain fill. What you're going to be finding is a bunch of blue on blue. Right, now I'm gonna spawn in. I'm gonna see what my CPU does. It climbs to 98, 99, 94, 85, 76. So the boat is spawned in, the CPU climbed to 99, and that's done. Now it's around 80. Now it's around 70 to 80%. No, wait, I still need to check. I do need my gear shift back. Instead of making it 2 to 1, make it 9 to 5. Because there might be too little torque up high. 96, 88, 81. Yeah, it's not too heavy all... What? Ugh. Yeah, it does remain stable for now. There's the wrong button to press. I keep pressing the up key now. Oh, now we have encoder overload. Yeah, it's an OBS problem. We're doing 50. When I switch gear, we're doing 50. Yeah, so it is giving me a higher top speed. So it turns out the encoder overload is an actual OBS problem, not a PC problem. But oh no, we're only doing 50. How fast are we actually going? Let's check that with a calculator. 50 times 3.6. This thing goes 180 kilometers per hour. And turning makes the front dip, apparently. Like, turning with jets is kind of annoying because it likes to grab. It's like, oh yeah, we're not giving you any turning, now we're giving you all the turning in the world. Good luck. Like, I basically have to... I'm not touching any... Oh, it's... Hold on. I'm realizing my mistake. Like that. Actually have space for that. Ooh, I could have space for that. I push this through here as well. This one goes through. It is more cooling than tank small. This is going to be a very small coolant tank. It's going to be filled with fresh water. Yeah, this boat has already been built in basically 2 hours. Yeah, little boat. Little boat with high speed. The problem is that the turning of these boats is a pain. And there goes the encoder, probably. Encoder overload? Am I gonna see the message on OBS? Is it gonna? Is it gonna? Oh, it isn't for once. Or at least not yet. Not yet. Whee! Engine temps are surprisingly low. Like, I'm running 17. I'm running 20 RPS. Little boat with light. Yeah, you have great visibility while going at high speeds. Actually, what island is there? There seems to be an island with an airport. There's a turning. This doesn't like to turn. Like, that's the thing with prop boats compared. That's the thing basically. What's happening is because you're using your propulsion to turn. If it's too sensitive, if it reaches a certain threshold, it just starts to throw you sideways because all the propulsion is there instead of going forward. And that's annoying. Also, is this thing listing or is it me? Oh, there it goes. There go the frames. There goes the encoding. And there goes, it just does. Right now, how well does this boat do with waves? Because previously it did that. Instead of cutting through, as soon as it hits a wave in a wrong way, it throws it up. It bounces. Sad times. So 49, maybe 34% wave is fine. And won't throw this boat sky high. Oh, it is starting to throw it sky high. Right, so 34 is to maybe 20% waves. %20 waves is fine. Yeah, no, I don't think you can really call these things waves at this point. Like, yeah, you sometimes hit them, but they don't do a lot. Maybe if I switch to 28% waves, I can manage 28% waves at a decent pace. I'm gonna try and slowly steer away from the island. There we go, with a perfect turn there. You have no visibility above water. Oh, but there we go. That's what's happening. That's what I mean with it grabs. Like, you have to calm it down. You have to basically go completely stationary before gathering speed. Because all your thrust is suddenly moved away. Oh. That's a fast missile. In the meantime, this boat is starting to turn into a missile. Apparently it doesn't really, it does eventually mess up. Like, I'm not even turning and it did it already. Oh, I know what's happening. I know what's happening, my encoder keeps overloading. And that's hurting my frames. This thing easily does 180 to 200 kilometers per hour. Temperatures of the engine are still going up quite drastically, which gets me concerned that I might have to get an electrical radiator. Alright. Yep, there it goes again. Last stream ended with a Wi-Fi issue. Well, not last stream didn't end with a Wi-Fi issue, but last week on Wednesday it ended with a Wi-Fi issue as well. I just want to see if this engine starts to overheat or not. And I do that through high-speed use of boat. Hopefully I go in between. Don't go against it, don't turn away. Ooh. That was close. And on the other side, we can continue our pushing and in pursuit of overheating the engine. Because yeah, airflow doesn't go directly against it, so it's struggling. Yeah, it is gonna overheat. I have to use an electrical one. Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, I could add stabilizers for those. There's a boat in distress there. Oh, it's on fire. Let me slowly make my corner. Because too tight and it grabs it. Because all your thrust moves away. And more encoder overloaded. Yay. Well, I'm gonna have to grab this one. Gonna have to grab this one. Open up this. Apparently I fly out. Player damage is off. Oh, you're incapacitated. Oh, well, I don't have the resources to fix that, but I do have the resources to fix this. It's inside the boat, isn't it? Fire. Oh, the fire is in here as well. Oh, that was a fire here. Why is there a step in there? Is that step just to block you from entering? Ah, engine room fire. This, I think, where another source of fire is, hopefully. No, there is not. Is it inside the container then? Or is it right here? Yeah, the fire's been extinguished. There we go. Wait, did I open up all the doors and hatches to let it sink? Have I done that already with this one? How do I get on there? I have to time it to get on. Nope. Didn't time that one correctly. Didn't time it correctly either. Come on, come on, come on. Let me on, let me on, let me on. I'm pushing this boat up and into the water. Yes, 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 yes. No, we're stuck underneath. Now I'm stuck inside. Are there hatches in the floor here? Hi, dude. Your boat is gonna sink. Like, well, in case of engine fire. You had a thing to fight engine fires and you didn't use it? Seriously? That's bad. Isn't the ship sinking? If I sit in the seat, isn't there water slowly flooding in? No? Oh well. No. Headed vehicle in zone. Yes. Yeah, roll and pitch stabilizers will be easy to work on, but I first have to fix the overheating issue with an electric radiator instead of a manual one. Greater than. Just a simple piece of logic for right here. This thing's already quite logic heavy, but who cares? I guess if it's greater than 40, turn on. Who's ready for more encoder overloading? Engine temp should be rising. Wait, do we even have to have my clutch in for that? No, I can just wait. I just wait and let it go. No, but it does actually overheat quicker if I put pressure on it. See, there it goes again. It's not overheating yet. I'm just gonna test if this overheating, and I think, well, it'll probably overheat quicker if I turn RPS up a little bit. You know, it should be able to hold a steady 20. Without fully exploding. Is that the boat that was on fire? No, it's an AI fishing vessel. And now it should be turning on. It's above 40, right? Oh, did it not connect electricity? Oh, that's stupid. I did not connect to the battery. I did not hook it up. Whee! Ah. Battery. Yeah, that's my problem. I didn't connect it. Open it up, close it up, sit in the seat, rev the nuts off of it, see if it overheats. Well, let me actually set a destination. Now let's actually go to Planet Frantic. Yep, and there it goes. Do have to be wary of that base. Just one wrong move and it's gonna be over. Meantime, seeing the temperature climb rather fast. A little bit more steering input in there. Right now we're at a crash course with an island. Already at 32, so this thing overheats rather quickly now. I'm waiting for it to actually do the thing that it needs to do, which is get to 40 and then it's a significant, either it stays at that temperature or it slows down. It doesn't turn on. Nice. Now this should fix the problem. The coolant was not hot enough. This I'm gonna be smart. I'm gonna actually push this engine to like almost 30 to make it overheat quicker. Because more RPS means more speed, but also push to like 35. This thing is going at a 60. According to my calculations, it's 216 kilometers per hour. That's quite a lot of speed. A lot of speed. Also makes this engine really hot. But now that this number is accurate, I'm speeding along. It should start spinning. And I'm now going to pull it back down to crisp 20. which should mean that the rotation keeps going and slows down overheating. It should be pulling air. I think it's actually helping. But with that still functioning, and again another decoding thing, encoder problem. I am going to do this. And of course save it, because otherwise it's going to be annoying. But yeah, I will be ending it here soon, because I'm getting slightly annoyed by the frame rate drops. As soon, like, if you're used to bad frame rates, it's fine, but as soon as you have experienced better frame rates for a longer period of time, downgrading becomes a pain. But yeah, if you like what you saw and want to see more of this, maybe some other stuff, make sure to let me know either through Twitch chat, YouTube, comments, or the Discord, which you can join through !Discord in Twitch chat, or just channels and descriptions. Same with YouTube. And yeah, next stream will be Wednesday next week. Will be more variety, probably more of the long drive, because we'll be driving for a bit longer. 5,000 kilometers is quite long, and it's only like 250, so we still have, I still have 40 times that distance, or 40. No, 20 times the distance. So yeah. With all that said though, I hope everybody had a very pleasant weekend, half a week. For all my Dutch viewers, very pleasant King's Day. Don't drink too much. Yeah. I wish everybody a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And goodbye.